Hi. So I just wanted to come on here and give a testimony. So yeah, because I've been thinking about the power of testimonies and what we do not like how we don't often give the testimony. So I am here to encourage someone. So this past few days have been a whirlwind for me. I was sorry, I'm pausing a lot, but like I was actually trying to figure something out, which really required like what a miracle. Okay, to me, by the way, my testimony can be a miracle to me. Someone else will be like, "Oh, okay, that happened." So for me, what happened was this past week, I was sent an email. So I have to travel for work and also to see my sister. And I needed a visa to this country. I'm not gonna say it for now. I'll see the pictures, God willing, if I post them. See, that's the challenge sometimes. I don't know. Maybe somebody else gets it. Like you like curate content and then anyway, I know my friend would judge me for this, but it's okay. I'm working. I'm definitely taking a step at a time. So what happened, as I was saying, I needed a visa, and these guys were like, they sent me an email, and I had taken leave. So, and they communicated with my work email that I'm very diligent not to check when I'm on leave. But something just told me just check your email. So I check and then I see, oh, this is from the embassy. You need this document to be submitted. Please respond to this day, to this email, 7 days from its receipt. So I was like, okay, so this document in question is called an EV. It's your workplace that provides it, showing that they will sponsor your trip. And I'm like, I provided like a bunch of documents, like letters from my letter from the manager, letter from like the director, international director of programs, whatever. And I'm just like, wasn't that enough? And then what was going through my head was like, why do they make it so hard to enter their countries, and yet they can literally walk into ours? That's the hating me speaking, but what if? We're human and we think about some things. So when this was happening, fortunately or unfortunately, I was attending the GYC Africa conference. I'd say fortunately, actually. So I was really trying to make it for most of the sessions. I wasn't able to, but like I believe the ones I made it to, the Lord really provided for me. So there was this essence of peace, like, you know, like I was like, Lord, this is your business to deal with. Like, I have really been intentional about thinking about the verse that states, I'll like tag it or like paste it once I know how to do that. On here, it says that the Lord withholds nothing good from his people. So that is my mindset, or that's what I'm trying my mindset to be, because it is. I'm just like, Lord, this does not feel like you're not withholding good things from me. So I just prayed and I said, Lord, if I'm to go for this trip, okay, why is this trip important? Maybe I should also add that other than work, I was also supposed to go see my sister with my entire family. She's not based in Kenya where I am, so she's somewhere else. And I was really hoping that this comes through. So I did have like some worry, but I was like, okay, because I applied, went through the whole hassle at VSF. I'm just like, why? But it's all good. Like, it's necessary. I guess it's necessary. So after going through all of that, and then I get this email like, yeah, you need this document. Funny enough, I did ask a colleague who was also leaving to go to the same country. Like, she went last month in June, and I was like, what documents do you need? You know, due diligence, which is part of my role. So I was like, okay. She told me that I needed this document. So I asked the person who's supposed to help me like facilitate this process from like the office. And then she was like, we're not gonna do that. Like, we'll wait if the embassy requests for this. Well and good. So when I see this email, I should also add the, sorry, I forgot the pressure. The pressure was there was there's another trip that I should go for. Like, now when I'm recording this is on the 10th of July 2024. I have another work trip on the 15th of July. 2 work trips. One requires a visa, the other one doesn't. And I'm over here like, I need a visa for the second place, and I need my passport to travel. And these guys are saying, you need to submit this document. So I was like, wait, okay, let me think about this. Like, what can I do? So I responded an email. Oh no, I tell the lady. Then actually I take like full responsibility. Like, I tell my colleague, like, I'm like, you see, you're the one who said that I don't need this document, and these guys have asked for the document. Like, I low-key felt like blaming her about it. Lord knows I've repented on this, but like, yeah, I did. I was like, if you would have chose like, you know, gotten an appointment for this and given me this document, I would not be here, you know. I'm those people that I do the most, and then like, you tell me like this is unnecessary. Like, I rather come with all the documents that are related to this particular venture. Anyway, and it was my first, oh yes, this is my first time applying for a visa, so what's special testimony. So I am cool, like, okay, this is happening. I'm stressed a bit, but as I said, I was going for GYC, and I said, Lord, this is your business. I'm not gonna, and I'm on leave, like, I'm not gonna do this. So she comes back, because this document requires like for my colleague to actually go to the police station, book an appointment to get this document that the embassy is requiring from me. So I'm like, okay, guess what is the date she gets for me to provide this document? The only date she was able to get on, like, for me to get this document that the embassy requires, which I, you know, even sent an email, and I'm like, guys, you know, I'm traveling for work, I need my passport back. Like, I was just operating with like, it's a shoo-in. I'm gonna get this, I'm gonna get my visa, I'm gonna get my passport, like, everything's gonna be fine. So yeah, so with this email, it was very discouraging. And I still need to guess the date. The date she got was for the 15th of July, when Sharon should be where? On a plane, going for another work trip. So I was like, okay, what is this? You know, now like, my human nature kicks in, properly as it should. And I'm like, okay, so if this is the case, like, I tell my boss, and then like the whole team is like, we need to look for a plan B. But still, like, in the back of my mind, I was still like, I know God is gonna sort me out, and he may sort me out how I want it to be sorted out, or he may sort me out in a totally different way, but the best way for me. So I'm there sitting, I'm like, okay, well, so I respond now to the embassy, and I'm like, hey, so this document, we are willing to get it to you, but the challenge is now the only appointment we are able to get for this EV document is on the 15th. And then the same 15th, I'm supposed to travel for work to another country, and I need my passport. So I sent that email. So I sent the email like when is this? Like the following day after I see the email. So the email was sent like on Wednesday evening. So the beginning of GYC, girl was, you know, spiritual mood, like attending conferences, was not in the conference, was not even thinking about work. Like I had checked out, like kabisa, like So I responded like the next day in the evening. That's when I saw it. Yeah, I'm a proper vacationer. Like I don't know how to work while vacationing now. No, not quite at all. I just, if I've asked for time off, I'm off. I decided to, now I respond to like the colleague who's supposed to help me. She gets back to me. She's like, 15th is the only date. Please respond to the embassy about this. So I'm like, okay. So I tell the embassy, then there's dead silence for like almost, I'd say like 4 or 5 days. The 4 or 5 days time that is strictly moving into the next trip that I'm supposed to, and the flights were paid, but of course, you know, you can reschedule those. But like how my travel was or is, as I'm recording this because I haven't left yet, I was supposed to have, wow, 11 minutes anyway. I was supposed to like have like these 2 work trips because I'm going for two destinations in West Africa, like one country and then 1 week, and then another country another week, then I come back home, then I stay for like a few days, then I now travel to the country where I need this visa. So they're really back to back, so changing the dates would be a huge inconvenience to me majorly, and like my family as well, because we're supposed to go for this trip together. So I, you know, asked my manager, like, this is Monday because weekend I enjoyed GYC. I traveled back to where I'm based. It's not in Nairobi. It's Kisumu. So I'm just like, okay, so is this, yeah, no, it's Monday. Now I'm like, okay, it's my responsibility, it's my job title now to be worried about this. So I talked to my manager and like, can't you like call them because you're based there? Like, will it be easier? You know, just looking for solutions from a man's perspective, just running up and down, be like, you should do this, you should do that. You know, like, what if we try this? So my boss is like, first of all, just call them, like bother them with calls. I'm like, yeah, that sounds like a plan. That sounds appropriate. So what do? What does a girl do? Boop, boop, boop. I call Kwanzaa. You know, the embassies in Kenya are, the first thing that they do is they, on the website, they tell you the times you can call, even the times that they operate. And I'm like, maybe in my next life I should definitely work for an embassy. I saw sometimes it's like, you know, 2 hours, 3 hours, and it's a 4-day work days or whatever. So now I then like call them. So I call them, it goes through. The first lady I get to, she's like nice, she's like, okay, a visa. So she patches me through. So I call, first of all, I had prayed before I made this call, because I just know sometimes it can be the ghetto with customer service in my lovely country, Kenya. I finally call and get through. If you hear that, that's my wonderful son in the background. It gets through, then he's like, hello. First of all, he's not like, it's like silent. And the call, then I'm like, hi. You're speaking to Sharon. She's like, yes. He's like, yes. I'm like, so I had applied for this visa and I have upcoming work travel, and I was wondering if I can, you know, get assistance for it to be processed quickly, or guidance, because if you actually need this EV document, you know. Then he's like, So you said we sent you an email? I'm like, yes. Like, wait for an email back. There's no need to use 2 different modes of communication. Just, like, wait for us. We'll respond an email. Then he cuts the phone. My heart sank. Like, I was ready to hear. I was just like, on the floor. So I'm like, okay, so this trip is not happening. My boss, planner, meticulous. He's like, let's, even forms a team's chat for like plan B, like involves all the parties. Is like, okay, what does this mean if we push everything a week? And he was like, go find out if we actually push it a week, is that enough for them to process your visa? I'm just like, Lord. Anyway, so the other hand, my other colleague who I'm supposed to travel with, she's having problems with the West African country, like getting the visa, like guys asking for bribes and stuff. So yeah, but like she was going the same day. Like we had a call, and I was able to discuss things with her, and I was just like, I have a feeling, let's call it fate, that things will be sorted out. Imagine after all those things. Now I'm talking about it like, but in all honesty, I was like, sometimes I'm realizing, like, I guess as I'm growing or adulting, stressing over things doesn't really change the situation. Like, if it's not working, it's not working. If it's not gonna happen, it's not gonna happen. I don't know what this is. Anyway, same day in the evening, so I write an email to the embassy again. Hi, even using AI to make it sound kinder and nicer, whatever, because I don't want to upset anybody and not get my visa, and of course praying. So I write the email. Of course, 0 silence. Remember that email I wrote about the date of the 15th thingy? I did not get any response about it. And now I'm writing another one. I felt like I was ghosted and I was talking to myself. So fine. I then decide to do the great thing and just relax. I'm like, if this doesn't work out, I don't go for these trips. Like, there's no issue. Nothing whatsoever, like, it's just life. And these things can be rearranged, like, by the 0 stress. I was stressed a bit, like, when I spoke to my sister who's based in that country, and she also works for the government there. So not there, our government, but there. She was telling me, visa, like, embassy people don't back down. If they've asked for something, you produce it, because it's your organization that's making you not get it. So I'm now like, a bit worried and stuff, but I just push it away. So then, gosh, this is the part for the miracles. Then the first thing that happened, my colleague was like, great news, Sharon. We've been able to get like an earlier date for like your EV appointment, because it's like, it takes like an hour after they do it and the document is sent to the embassy. So she's like, that's great news. So she's now even arranging documents. She's even gonna work overtime so that she's ready for tomorrow morning, so I get the EV number so that the processing can happen. So in that sense, I was like, thank you, Jesus. Like, this plan A trip is looking feasible, And then the weirdest thing happened. So around at lunchtime, this was yesterday, which is the 9th, I get a call from like just a, Safaricom line. Then it's an automated voice. Your visa is ready for pickup. Da 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 da. Then do. I'm like, I was confused. I even thought it was a prank, honestly. So I'm like, yeah, I tell my colleague, the funniest thing happened. Then I tell her, and she's like, wait, are you sure? I hope it's not a prank. I'm like, yeah. For me, I was like, yay, sorted. But for her, she's like, let's check into this, because she didn't want to, like, you know, cancel the appointment and then we'll still need it. Anyway, so I'm now like searching. I'm even looking for like places to track your application to see if they said approved or denied. And if you've ever used VSF, it can be very cumbersome. I do all these things. I try, like, I'm not getting anything. Then I even check like my email, because I'm like, if it's ready, I should get an email that it's ready, you know? No, email like that. I checked my personal email. Then way later, like, I was just telling my friend, like, you know, what you can do is just cancel the appointment. If it's not there, we'll rearrange. But at least my passport is on its way back, you know. At least the West Africa trips are going to happen. These are the ones, like, the other one for, you know, the visa in question. It will happen at the time. So I'm just there, okay, so then kidogo I check my work email. I'm seeing like different emails from VSF. They're like, it's with the courier, it's on its way. I'm like, wait, it's done. Then she's like, does the email say if it's approved? She kept being a skeptic. I get it. But for me, I was like, thank you, Jesus. Me, when I saw the email, I texted everyone, my husband, Kilam too, my sister. I'm like, God has sorted it out. And indeed, saints, he sorted it out, because as I speak, I then got more days than I thought I would. They gave me, without this even document, that I felt I needed to rely on man to get. What am I saying? What have these 20 minutes been about? What they're about is the awesome and mighty power of God. However small an incident or an issue may seem, trust me, our God is big enough to handle it. So you should present it to him. And being in a state of no worries, and actually the statement is trusting God. It's such a peaceful state to be in. And I think the challenge is to trust God, especially during these challenging circumstances, because you'd want to take things, like for me, it's a characteristic. I want to grab things, I want to take them and sort them out. But he will sort it out for you. He will sort it out for you. I don't know if I'll post this, if I will, if I won't. It's still fine. It's still good. So trust God. Like, I dare you. I dare you to trust God with your life and the things in your life. Okay?